Hi, it's Sharon. How are you? I am at Jiffy Lube waiting to get my car done. And I was really thinking about what prevents most people, including me, from doing what we have been called to do. Because if we don't really know what that is, we will spend so much of our lives hustling for acceptance, hustling for success. We will spend our time, our best years in the wrong places. We will spend our effort and energy climbing up wrong ladders that are positioned on wrong buildings. We have to kind of know who we are if we're going to do what we have been called to do. And so that means we have to get over our fear stories. And I'm really dealing with my fear stories in my own life. And one of my fear stories, and how I characterize fear stories, is, of course, everything's an acronym, right? Fear stories, the F stands for stories that affect how we function in the world. And that might be stories about our worth, our worthiness, our value, stories that confine us to social paradigms and religious and historical beliefs and generation curses. Those stories that we're too old, we're too fat, we're too young, we're too this, we're too that. Those are just really stories that impact how we function. And many times those stories that affect our function make us overvalue others and undervalue ourselves. And when we undervalue ourselves, that's when we start hustling, trying to be more, do more, and trying to be who we are not. And that's when we operate from a place of woundedness, but also we work from a place of weakness because we don't see our strengths, or we undermine our strengths, or we undervalue our strengths. So the F is for stories that impact how we function in the world. And then we also have these stories, I call them exemption stories. And those exemption stories mean that I don't have to do something because of something. It means that I don't have to be responsible for my healing because I was abused, or I don't have to get myself out of this state of poverty because I was raised in poverty, or I don't have to learn how to eat well because my whole family is big boned. You know how we say a lot of stuff about that. Or I don't have to be excellent because I will never have an opportunity to excel in corporate America or to start my business. These exemption stories that give us exit strategies to our own greatness, our exit strategies to our own value, our exit strategies to our own self-love. So I want you and me to really consider our, what I call exemption stories, the ones that we give ourselves to exempt us or to disqualify us or to give us exit strategies out of living full out and doing what we have been called and created and equipped to do. And then the A is for, I believe, addiction stories. We all got them. Some of us are addicted to prestige, addicted to profits, addicted to being addicted to dysfunction, addicted to bad relationships, addicted to being pitiful, addicted to blame. We all have some addiction issues. And we don't think about it as addiction issues, but if we keep doing something over and over again and we exist in this cycle, that's an addiction. And some people are addicted to being addicted. And because being addicted to something is easier than creating something or calling something forth in their own lives or contributing something. So we have to think about our addiction stories. And the R in our fear stories is really about responsibility. I think sometimes it's easy to blame others for something that we're not doing. It's easy to point the finger. But let's be honest, life is not fair, especially if you are a person of color and or have to deal with sexism and racism and classism and ageism and abilityism and heterosexism. There are a whole bunch of isms that are true that impact our ability to function in the world if we allow it. So there are some boundaries, there are some challenges, there are some roadblocks and obstacles and restrictions and confinement. All that's true. But even though it's true, doesn't mean that it has to rule or dictate how we function and navigate in the world. It doesn't mean that we have to adhere or acquiesce in a way that disempowers us. It doesn't mean that we have to disown our history. It means that we have to see it and take responsibility to change it, to alter it, to adjust it, to amend it, to destroy it, to dismantle it. What we have to take responsibility. And that means that we have to challenge our relationship not only with others but with ourselves and with our story. So I want you and I invite you, as I invite myself, to think about our fear stories. And if anything affects how you function in a world that does not reinforce or celebrate or honor the highest and the best version of yourself, that's a function story. We also need to challenge our exemption stories. Any story that tells you that you don't have to do something, or you don't have to be something, or lets you off the hook for you to do what you need to do to walk in your full greatness, is an exemption story. The A is an addiction story. Where are the cycles, are the systems, are the patterns in your life that are disempowering you, are disenfranchising you? I don't even know if that's a word. And then the R is where are responsibility stories. Where are you not assuming, not accepting responsibility for what you want in your life and for what you are called to do? So just wanted to share that as I sit here and wait at Jiffy Lube for my car to get finished. And I hope that story, hope this short thought for today supports you on your own journey. Blessings to you. Let's dare to soar higher, because we all have a mission and we all have a message, and we can't acquire, we can't ascend, we can't activate, we can't in any way do what we have been called to do without challenging our stories, our fear stories. Okay? Blessings to you.